Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and model my biped model. I already deleted the high-res version that was already in here, and I saved this as RIA2 as my next version. You can see up here. So I'm going to go to skeleton. We're going to go to create joints with the option box. I'm going to turn on symmetry on the x-axis, and I am going to do projected centering. And basically what that does is it tries to center on the weight, and you can see it automatically put one on the other side, so I don't have to do any mirroring. I'm going to go to the side view here, and I'm just going to do my leg first. So I'm picturing there being kind of sort of a weight here. So we're going to go like this, to here, and here. Okay, so some of that might need to be changed a little bit, but good. And then I'll hit enter. Hit Y to bring that tool back up, and I'm going to go from my base of my neck and just basically draw a bunch of joints going up here, like so. That looks adequate. Let me just double check something. Alright, just want to make sure that W, it did make 2. Yeah, that's no good. I don't really need that group, so just gonna go ahead and put the up arrow, and I'm gonna hold X for grid snap and make sure that's back on center. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the on the joints here, I'm gonna turn off the symmetry x-axis. Should turn that off before I drew this one. For the leg, it's fine. I'm gonna take this one and move it over here, and that way it'll be the same on the other side, and that looks okay. Alright, and now I need to draw one for in here as well. So I'm going to take this, and I can actually turn off projected centering as well, and I'm going to picture the base being kind of here, and I'm just going to draw a couple of joints like that, okay, for the spine. And so now I have more or less my base geometry. I'm going to take this leg and pull it in just a touch. Alright, so we're going to call that good, and as good as it's going to get. Alright, so I'm trying to do this as simply as possible, so I'm going to go ahead and take this and parent it to that, and we'll do the same on this side, this to this, oops, sorry, not that one, to this one, let's try to get this to this, there we go, P, so that's also parented to that, just P. It's weird that it's trying to make a key out of it. I don't really understand that. Just gonna go right click on that and go break connections. Alright. Now I'm gonna take this to here and hit P. Alright. And good. Alright. So we got all the joints done. Let's go ahead and just bind these. So I'm just gonna take this, shift select that. So I grab the highest in the hierarchy, then select this. Going to go up to skin, we're going to go bind skin, I'm going to hit the option box, and these are my settings. Joint hierarchy, geodesic voxel, classic linear, interactive, go by distance, max influences, I'll make sure that's 3, so in turn maintain max influences off, and the rest of this is fine, and I'm just going to hit bind skin, and it should do it relatively quickly. Good. So now if I were to move any of these things, you will see that it will indeed move the model itself. Okay, and I am not liking how this is. Let me see, break connections, there we go. I need to make it so that basically all of these are no longer mirrored, so I'm going to select all of them, I'm going to click and drag over this, right click, and I'm going to go break connections. Good. Now when I move the one, it shouldn't be moving the other anymore. Seems to be moving this one somehow, which actually makes no sense. Alright. Alright, so yeah, that really doesn't make any sense. Let's see. They shouldn't be anymore. It's weird. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Windows, Hypergraph Hierarchy. Oh, here we go. So you can see we have these symmetry constraints. I'm just going to hold Shift and select each one of these and delete. And that should fix that. So now, good. Now they're free of any of that business. Good. So now you can see that that's all working fine. What I need to do next is more or less make some controllers to just allow us to work on this. So I'm gonna go skeleton. Where are you? Create IK handle. Make sure I'm on the rotate plane solver. You can leave sticky on. The rest of this is fine. And I am going to click, get this back on, from the top to, oops. Okay, let's try that again. From the top here to the foot here. Okay, and that will basically allow me to move my leg. Okay, looks good. And I'll do the same thing here. Hit Y from here to here. Good. Now for this, I'm going to have to use a spline IK. So I'm going to go to, because it's a longer kind of chain, so I'm going to go to skeleton. I create IK spline handle, and don't click root on curve. And actually, you can leave it on. Turn off auto parent curve. All right, and the rest of this twist type, yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to click from here to basically the base of the head up here. All right, and that shifts it a little bit, but that's fine. All right, so as far as I'm concerned, and if you have multiple things, you can kind of do whatever. As far as I'm concerned, basically all of the controllers are done, the binding is done. Now I just need to make, or the effectors and such, my solvers. Now I just need to make some controllers, so I'm just going to go to create, Nerdist primitives, circle, and I'm just going to take this, move this down here. Actually, we will take this one, I'm going to move it right down to the base here. I'm going to scale it bigger. All right. And we'll put it roughly there like that. And that looks fine. And I'm going to go ahead and rename this. And we'll just call this one root controller. All right. That's fine. And I'm just going to go to edit. Modify freeze transformations. It'll zero that out. Good. And now I'm just going to take this one and use that to as my controller for everything else. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate it, and we will put this up here to control the hips. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. I'm going to hold J, which will do increment. All right. And I'm going to scale this a little bit bigger. So it's something like that. Good. And I'm going to call this one, I guess we'll call it hips controller, even though it's not really its hips, but hips controller. And again, modify freeze transformations. If you hold control and shift at the same time and click on this, it'll automatically put a button up here, which apparently there already was one. So I'm going to click on it right here. I'll take this again, control D, W, and I'm going to put this basically for each one of these. So I'm going to hold V for point snap, and I'll point snap it right to this joint. And I'm going to rotate it roughly the same amount, and we will scale it down. And I'm going to call that OK. And looks fine. I'm going to hit the freeze transforms. I'm going to rename this spine 01. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to hold V again, and I'm going to point snap it to here. All right, and this one will be spine 02. 02. And I'm just going to rotate this a little bit more. This is more for aesthetic purposes than anything else. And I'm also going to scale it down a touch, so it looks like that. And I'm going to hit that freeze transform button. Did I do it on this one? Good. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one and duplicate it again. Control D, W, and we'll hold V and point snap it to the base of this. Scale this puppy down. And I'm going to call, we're going to call this neck 01 controller. Neck 01. Enter. I'm at the freeze transform. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to hold V to point snap it to the top of the neck here. Alright, and I am going to hold J and rotate it so that it's horizontal now. Scale this down. And actually, I got one more. V, W and V. Right there. Okay. And that's fine to me. and good. And we're just going to make this neck02 controller. Neck2. All right. And that's basically how we're going to control the head and the neck at the same time. And I'll hit the freeze transform, and then I just need to make 2 feet controllers. Control D, W. I'm going to hold V for point snap it to the foot, R, scale it down. And I'm also going to, no, I won't do that. I'm just going to move it down now to basically the base of where the foot would be. And we'll move it this way, and I am going to scale a little bit thinner. All right. And that looks fine to me. I'm going to go ahead and hit the freeze transform, and I'm going to name it the foot controller. So this is going to be foot, foot, what is this? This is left, right? Foot L controller. I'm going to control D, W, hold V for point snap it basically to this joint over here. All right, and I'm going to change this one to foot R controller. Beautiful. And we'll hit the freeze transform. All right, good. Now we just have to parent things to make them work better. So take this IK handle. Oh, I'm going to need one more. Nah, we'll just do it like this. I'm going to take this IK handle. I'm going to shift select the foot controller here, and I'm just going to hit P to parent it. Okay, I'm going to take this to this and hit P to parent it. Now when I move this, it will subsequently move that part. Okay, and when I rotate it, it will rotate it as well. Yay. Okay. This is a real simple rig, but I'm trying to do it in the easiest way kind of possible. I'm going to take this, and we are going to go ahead and parent it to this. Yeah, we'll take this. I'm going to shift select this and hit P. I'm going to take this one and parent it to this. I'm going to take this one and I'm parent it to this. And then I'm going to take this and parent it to the one below it. I'm going to take this one and parent it to this one, P. So basically when this one moves, it'll move the other ones, as you can see, but these will each move the one behind it. Okay, so if I need to make those move, I can. All right, now this is where it's going to get a little more exciting here. So the IK here is going to be a little more difficult. So I'm going to go to show, we're going to do none, and I'm going to show NURBS curves. And you can see we have this little guy here. This is the spline IK, and it is of an annoyance. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and, actually, you know what? I'm going to not do that yet. Let's do show all again. I'm going to go ahead and, there's one other thing I want to do with this, and that is, you know what, actually I'm not going to do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I'm sorry. So show none, show NURBS curves. Okay. So I'm going to take this, and the way that this IK works, the spline IK, I got to show NURBS CVs as well. All right, let's try that again. Control vertex, and it's not showing me those. So NURBS Hall? I don't understand why it's not giving me my points. Kind of weird. Should be showing them, but it's not. Basically, the way this works is it's going to, the line underneath is what affects what's on top. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of these vertices, I'm going to parent them to this, I'm going to take the top half vertices and parent them to that. So there's 2 here and there's 2 there. All right, so I'm going to do show all. We're going to do show, and I'm going to turn polygons off, and I'm going to turn joints off. And so I'm just going to take this, I'm going to right click, go show. It's not showing me, but I'm just going to click the bottom half here. So I'm assuming I have 2 selected. I can click right here, and I can see I have 2. Have those 2 selected. I'm going to go to the deform, and I'm going to create a cluster. There it is there. I'm going to click on this again, right click, control, and, okay, let's do this again. Control, and I'm just going to click like this. All right, so I'm going to go to show, and I'm going to turn IK handles off, and we'll try again. Boom. And take those, and I'm going to hit G, so it's the last thing I did, and now I have these 2 clusters, and we will finish this on the next video.